Welcome back, Donald Mowers Electrical Services. So, I'm going to get into another video for helpers. And I'm going to put a warning out there for guys that are getting into this trade. If you get linked in to a company that does shortcuts or doesn't have a good program to teach the young guys how to do electric correctly, you're gonna fall into a trap, and it's bad. Like, say you go and you work for some of these companies that don't care if you wear a tool bag or not, or you put 2 tools in the back of your pocket and you run around all day and you look busy. If you ever go work for a reputable company, you're not going to be able to hang with the other mechanics. Like, you might have the attitude of another mechanic, and the look of another mechanic, and the talk of other mechanics. But what's going to happen is, when your work order gets sent out for the day, and these other mechanics are getting it done, they're getting it done correctly, and they're all talking and everything, and what'll happen is, after a job or two, they're going to realize that you're not completing your work. And if you are butchering the job up and someone goes back and checks your work is going to expose who you are and what type of training you have. You can't fake that. Like, you can fake talking. There's so many things that you can fake and pretend to be a mechanic. But when it comes down to your productivity and the quality of your work, it's not fakeable. So I warn guys about this because, we just had a guy that was trained by some of these companies, and in his head, he keeps, like, no matter how many problems that come about, he's still, in his head, he still has it in his head that he knows what he's doing. He keeps making excuses. And the number one problem, he has no tool bag hours because he's held his lineman's and a flathead in his back pocket for however long. And now, when it comes to being efficient, he's horrible. Like, he's just not efficient. He runs around all the time because he doesn't have any tools that he needs. A quality mechanic will approach a job and think of all the tools they'll need before they start. They'll have the bag ready, their cordless, whatever else they need to complete the job that they're completing. They'll have everything ready, and then they'll go and do the job. Well, if you only have two tools in your back pocket, or you're carrying around a bag of tools, that's just as bad. You're not going to be able to compete. So what's going to happen is, you're going to have to make excuses why you can't hang with the big boys. So here's the problem. So you say, like, these guys, they go work for another company, they come work for my company. Well, I don't care what you're getting paid at that other company. I don't care what you think you're worth. I have to judge what you're worth based on the qualities of the quality of the work that I've set as a standard. And my standard is correct electric. My standard is 2-code, neat, quality electric. All right? And if you don't have tool bag hours locked in, and you don't know how to use your tools correctly, you're not going to be able to sustain what is required of you. So a guy that was making $16 an hour, $17, $18 an hour somewhere else working for another company, if they come and work for me and I require correct electric, you have to go back to what you're lacking. And if you're lacking tool bag hours, if you're making 18, you could be dropping down to 13 or even 12. Like, if you don't know how to properly use tools, you have gaps in the fundamentals of your education. And that means you have to go back to that level of education and learn proper tool usage. And you'll advance quicker, don't get me wrong. You're not going to go through the process as like a normal person, but you would go back down to a lower level, and then the quicker you adapt to using tools, to approaching jobs, so you're not running all over the place with your head cut off because you don't know what you're doing. But so as soon as you would adapt, we would then increase your pay until you're trained to be where you're supposed to be. So I'm putting that out there because some guys they get out of these companies. It's a shame, you know. And the problem is their ego gets involved, and then they think they're worth more. And I'm like, well, you might be, but not for me. Like, I can't use you. Like, there's nothing I can do. If you want to work for me, you have to provide a certain standard of electric. And if you can't provide that standard, I have to adjust your level of income to almost like a training level to bring you up to that standard. And some guys don't want to know correct electric. You know, some guys want to just do what they were taught and make the money they make. But I'm gonna tell you right now, those companies, you're not making a lot. Like, I don't think there's a guy in that company making over 24 an hour. And there could be one or two making that much. But from the stories I'm being told, they're not. And the stuff they're doing is nasty. So I just wanted to put that out there. Take care. You know, it's hot. Drink fluids if you're in attic weather. Don't give up on it, man. Get used to attic weather. You know, you get up into those attics, you know, after about 10 minutes, your body acclimates, okay? Just here's a tip. Don't come down. If you get up into an attic and you got to do attic work, get up there, let your body get used to it, and have your helper run back and forth, or have someone else run back and forth, and you stay in that. The moment you get used to it, you drink some water up there, you'll be fine. Like, I've done 6-hour stints in attic. Just as long as the moment you come down, you don't want to go back up, and it makes it harder to go back up. But if you can stay up there, you can work all day long in an attic. A little bit of water, you'll be good to go. A little tip there. God bless. Take care. Bye-bye.